Hello everyone, this is Dr. Vivek Kumar from Department of Mechanical Engineering, School of Technology, Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University, Gandhinagar. In last video lecture, I have discussed guidelines principle for performing design for manufacturing and assembly in product design and development process. In this lecture, I will apply the guideline principles of design for manufacturing for redesigning air intake manifold used in 3.8 liter V6 engine manufactured by the General Motors company. This image depicts a 3.8 liter V6 engine. General Motors have a capacity to manufacture around 3,600 such engines in a single day. The company wants to reduce the cost of this engine and simultaneously wants to enhance its quality. A design and development team is formed to improve one of the most expensive sub-assembly in this engine, that is air intake manifold. The air intake manifold is mounted on the top of the cylinder head. The intake manifold is used to route air from the throttle to the intake valve of the cylinders. The original intake manifold assembly is shown in this figure. Now we will discuss a case study taken by GM to redesign the air intake manifold. This flow diagram depicts a general process for applying DFMA process, that is design for manufacturing and assembly, to any assembly or a particular component. It has been discussed in details in last video lecture. Now let us apply this approach stepwise for redesigning the air intake manifold. The first step is to estimate the manufacturing cost. A bill of material is generally used to provide a clear picture of the fixed and variable cost associated with different component of air intake manifold assembly. The EGR, that is exhaust gas recirculation, and PCV assembly, positive crank ventilation, and vacuum source block assemblies are also included here, as they are directly connected to the intake manifold. Here cost of the raw material, machining and labor is provided for all the different part used in the intake manifold assembly, EGR, PCV assembly and vacuum source block assembly. These costs will constitute to the variable cost, total variable cost, which will depend upon the number of the part or the number of the units produced or manufactured by the company. Tooling and tool life or tool replacement cost will be falling under the category of total fixed cost. Inclusion of all these costs and some overhead charges contributes to the total cost of a single intake manifold assembly. This comes out to be $38.51. Now the design team have to redesign this existing intake manifold so that the assembly will be produced at a lower cost and simultaneously provide a better performance. This table depicts the total cost associated with only original intake manifold. Cost of EGR, exhaust gas recirculation, and PCV, positive crank ventilation systems have been excluded here. It can be seen here that this cost is dominated by the aluminum material. If we use some light materials such as composite, a considerable saving can be made in materials cost. Redesigning using a material cost not only reduces the material cost but also eliminates some type of the machining cost as well. This is because many features can be produced by forming on the molded body of a manifold itself. The products which are made in quantity less than several thousand units per year, their assemblies are almost always performed manually. Manual assembly cost can be estimated by summing the estimate handling and insertion time of each component and then multiplying it with the labor rate. Assembly operations. Normal assembly costs are $45 per hour. Assembly operations require about 4 seconds to 60 seconds each. This assembly time depends upon the size of the part, difficulty of the assembly operation and the production quantities. When the parts are assembled in millions, then the workers can be specialized in a particular set of operation. Special fixtures and tools can also be used to assist the assembly. Assembly labor can cost from less than $1 per hour in a low-wage Asian countries. It costs around $40 per hour in some industrialized nations such as US and Germany. The table presented here depicts the calculation of the assembly cost estimation for the PCB wall assembly. Next step is to estimate overhead cost. Most firms assign overhead charge by using overhead rates. They are also called as the burden rates. Overhead rates are typically applied to one or two cost drivers. Cost drivers are the parameters of the product that are directly measurables. Overhead charges are added to direct cost in association in proportion to the driver. Common cost drivers are cost of purchased materials, cost of assembly labor, and the number of hours of equipment or machines the product consumes. For example, the overhead rate for purchased materials might be 10% of the material cost, and the overhead rate for assembly labor might be 80% of the assembly labor cost. Step 2 is to reduce the cost of materials. The original intake manifold requires an expensive casting process followed by several machining processes or operations. Now the intake manifold is redesigned using composite materials, that is glass filled nylon. This composite material is molded into intake manifold shape in two-step process. The cost estimate of these molding processes are presented here. First process and second process. The total cost per unit of redesigned intake manifolds come out to be $13.66, which is significantly lesser than the total cost of original intake manifold. The total cost per unit for original intake manifold is about $30.65. So a saving of around $20 per unit is obtained by the redesigning of a air intake manifold or by the changing the material of the manifold. Now the next step is to reduce the cost of the assembly. Some of the guidelining principles for reducing the cost of assembly are DFA index, integrated parts, maximize the ease of assembly, and consider customer assembly. Here, integrated part approach is used to reduce the assembly time and cost. This image shows the throttle end of a redesigned intake manifold. Special features are provided on these end faces, which are certain grooves and certain specific features on the end faces which make assembly of exhaust gas return and vacuum source block to be fitted very easily and quickly. thereby saving considerably in the cost of assembly. Step 4 is to reduce the cost of sporting production. Two guiding principles are commonly used to reduce the cost of sporting productions. They are minimize systemic complexity and error proofing. Minimizing systematic complexity can be done by using standard components such as screws, O-rings during the redesign of air intake manifold, and parts integrated to these features. Error proofing can be performed by color coding the inlet and the outlet port of redesigned air intake manifold. The last step of DFM is to assess the impact of design for manufacturing decision on other important factors of consideration. While performing DFMA, extreme precautions should be taken so that the cost benefit of the DFM decision should not lead to a delay in the project duration. If this occurs, it will result into significant losses while manufacturing and selling products in a highly competitive market. Also, the design and development team should complete the project within stipulated time and budget. And under no circumstances, DFMA actions leads to deterioration in product quality and performance, while decreasing the manufacturing cost associated with the product. Now we will analyze the result of performing DFM design for manufacturing on intake manifold. These images depict a comparison between the original and redesigned air intake manifold. The body of the original manifold is made up of cast aluminum. The redesigned manifold is made of molded thermoplastic composites. Cost estimate for the original and redesigned intake manifold are provided in this table. For the original air intake manifold, the cost is $38.5 US per unit, and for the redesigned air intake manifold using composite materials and molding process, it is $21.93 per unit. Based on the cost estimate presented in the previous slide, the redesigned air intake manifold offer following benefits: a saving of about 45% in unit cost, mass saving of about 66% or 3.3 kilograms have been achieved. We get a simplified assembly and service procedure that would considerably save the cost of the assembly. The emission performance will be improved due to routing of EGR into the manifold. The engine performance get also improved due to reduced air induction temperature. Shipping and transportation cost will be reduced due to use of the lighter component. A standardization is also expected to occur across vehicle programs, which will reduce the lead time of the product. Applying DFMA in this product would lead to saving of several $1 million annually in manufacturing and assembly cost. The other benefits listed above related to performance, shipping and standardization are also significant as compared to the cost of saving materials and manufacturing. With this, I close the session on design for manufacturing and assembly. Here some questions are provided for you. Try them to develop a good understanding on design for manufacturing and assembly technique. In the next lecture, we will discuss the design for improvement technique with reference to product design and development process.